Well, my name is Jon Whitfill. I'm from West Texas. I'm a West Texas kid. So Silverton when I was really young, and then Plainview, went to high school, college there, and then came to Tech and have lived in Lubbock for the last 20 years, and got my MFA at Texas Tech University in sculpture. Well, I worked in Lubbock as a chemist for a while, because my undergrad degree was biology and chemistry. And then when I was in the chemistry lab, I started kind of putting things together and enjoying, like taking these weird parts and making things from them. And then I decided I wanted to go back to school to get my art degree. So I went back to Tech and then started, taking art history classes and I didn't ever get an undergraduate degree in sculpture, so I just went directly into the grad program. Well, I think in a roundabout way, I remember being like in the basement in my analytical chemistry lab like a whole lot and wanting to do something a little bit different. I enjoyed those classes, but then I went ahead and I took a ceramic class in my college and really enjoyed it. And then took an art class every semester to kind of get out of the chemistry lab. And that's what, definitely gave me the interest in it. And so when I decided that I wanted to go back to school, it was a pretty easy, matriculation into the arts, just because it was, I think there's a lot of connections. You have a theory or hypothesis about what you want to make. You experiment with it, and then if that experiment is successful, then you've got something positive that comes from it. So I think the scientific method and what an artist does in general are very closely related. I think some of it is, you definitely develop a trade mastery, and so as an artist, like, for example, a lot of what I have been doing currently is welding. And I've gotten to be a much more proficient welder, and I can manipulate and fabricate metal in a way that, I was only introduced to in school. So, so being able to make something that I might not have been able to make 10 years ago is just that practice, learning a new tool or a new process. And so that has to go hand in hand with what your concepts are. It's fun to be able to really hang out with the other artists in town. And so we've done some things where it's just basically gatherings, of like CASP individuals. We'll have like kind of a Thursday night where we all get together, talk about what we're doing. Once again, it's one of those things that the artist community here offers outside of the school setting. You make something, you're stuck in the studio all day, and then if you don't ever really get to talk with other people about it, then that development is lacking. So having someone critique your work is really, really important. But I think in a larger sense, like, people need to realize that there's no reason to go to Hobby Lobby and buy, a bunch of Angel Pooty and, little designer bar soaps for your bathroom, when you can actually have a really interesting object hanging in your bathroom that someone else has made. And then when you go to a dinner party and you go to the bathroom, you come out and you're just like, whoa, what was that thing? And then it's a conversation that starts that wouldn't happen if it was just kind of your, aftermarket, Hobby Lobby items. And so building that in the younger crowd is, I think, a really important thing. And with the First Friday Art Trail and all the people that come out for that, that's exactly what we're doing. The high school age kids and the college age kids come out and they see art. They get to hang out with their friends and talk about those things. And then hopefully what happens is they don't just buy, a poster at Ralph's, and instead are like, I think I really want something that's a little bit more original and has a lot more meaning behind it. And then, and then that patronage then builds future generations that would then want to have something individually